Greetings, everybody, and welcome. Thanks for being here today. You are looking live at the Post Flight show that normally starts right after our good friends over at the Friday Night Tights show, which should actually be Friday afternoon tights, but we won't get into semantics here on the show. We do have a very special guest joining us today, somebody who I occasionally get to spend as much as 3 times a week with. Somebody who does some extraordinary broadcasting in areas that most people are unaware of, like hockey and drinking bourbon. He also does some great stuff with gaming, although I'm not sure many of you knew that. And he also has, a very interesting, very interesting performance that I'll let him get into. because he's really good at doing voices for one particular character. On that note, without further ado, my good friend and colleague, I would say, Brahma Bull. How's it going, Brahma? How you doing? Welcome.
Doing good. How are
Yeah,
you, Mr. Casino? Thank
I'm
you for
fin-
that lovely intro.
yeah. I'm doing great. Got a chance to see some family and hang out for a little bit of the day today, but mostly just work. Lots and lots of work, and I don't mind that so much. But what have you been up to? I know that you're an awfully busy man. You about broke a bottle of bourbon as we were getting started with the show, so there you go.
Yeah, it's a dangerous table back there. But
I, I bet.
yeah, what have I been up to? Well, I
Yeah,
mean, we do all the Dick's Division stuff. So, of course, hanging out with comics and you guys on Mondays and Thursdays.
yeah.
Tuesdays, I've been doing Party Animals with Mad Cheese Mo, Horror Amarada, Slender Dad, Little Chad,
That
let's see,
sounds fun.
Bush McFadden, and Smokey
Yeah,
and Z. So we've got a nice little group playing Party Animals, fun
that,
game.
that is
And
fun.
Saturday nights, of course, we've got bourbon and boarding that me and that 70s rock fan do, and hang out and have a good time on Saturday nights, talk about the weekend hockey.
Yeah, that's kinda your staple, right? That's your staple show, I would say, because you've been doing that
Yeah.
one the longest, yeah. And
Yeah.
I've
And
been on there a couple times. It's a lot of fun. You've got a lot to
yeah,
cover this weekend. I don't know if you're quite prepared for tomorrow, but oof.
I don't know that it's smart to cover it yet until some more details
Oh,
come out.
alright. I understand. I understand. Yeah, it's just
But nobody's going to go after a channel as small as mine. So might as well get it out there and at least speculate a little bit, I guess. There's
yeah.
some interesting stuff going on in the hockey world. And
Yeah.
it's coming up on, let's see, next week is the All Star weekend. So,
Oh, that's right.
yeah, got a lot of stuff going on. And then we'll have very little hockey all next week because the All Star weekend's coming up.
Well, we'll see how that works out. Um I never really enjoy All-Star Week with hockey, but
I like the
there's
skills competition.
yeah, maybe, but it's just like the skills competition with basketball. But honestly, there really isn't a lot to the All-Star stuff. I mean, it's one of the reasons why they put the Pro Bowl in football kind of to bed in a way. Just didn't really seem to be much out there that was intriguing to most. But yeah, ooh, I just
Yep.
played myself to myself there. That was not the best. Well, we do have a lot to talk about, and of course, we have our favorite game here, which is we start off with a staple. It's called the three questions. So, are you ready for three questions, Brahma?
I think so.
All right,
I've
let's get.
watched a few episodes, so
All right,
I've heard a few answers
all right. Well, let's get to it. Here we go. Three questions.
already.
Push it over to three questions and say this. I'm not sure why this is doing that. Three questions panel. Let's get rid of that. There they are. Hello, chat. That's what I
There's the
wanted.
chat.
Hello, chat. But very quickly, just wanted to say that this is a normal part of the show. We always ask the same question. So we're going to start with the first one, which is simple. What was your favorite television show of all time?
Favorite of all time.
Yeah, yeah. What is
There's so
the
many.
best one and the favoritist, the best?
My favorite of all time would have to be Boston Legal.
Really?
Loved Boston Legal. Loved the dynamic between James Spader and William Shatner back on that show because it was when politics from the right and the left could still talk to each other.
Oh yeah, true.
And those two characters embodied that because Spader played a lefty and Shatner played a conservative, and they were best friends. They got together every night at the end of the show, had a bourbon and a cigar, and just talked through things from both perspectives. So yeah, that and just the fact that Denny Crane, William Shatner's character, just ran around telling everybody that he had mad cow disease the whole time. Um, all the different cameos that they had on there. just loved the show. I thought it was brilliantly written, and I actually liked what was it, The Practice, that
Oh
was
yeah,
technically the prequel to it. I
yeah,
thought that was a great show too, but I loved when they got James Spader involved in the Alan Shore character.
yeah. I have to tell you that a lot of people really appreciated that show. For a lot of people, it was very akin to a show you may be familiar with called West Wing, which was a show about politics.
Yep.
Um, that was done by Aaron Sorkin. Aaron Sorkin had a history of writing some very clever dialogue and being able to mix things uh, like politics and just common sense and civility into his shows. It was pretty interesting. Pretty
Yep.
interesting. So yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot to that show. Did Wasn't that similar? Didn't that cross audiences with Ally McBeal as well?
I don't know on that one.
Hmm.
I never watched Ally McBeal. Wasn't a
All
big
right.
fan of the couple episodes I saw, but I don't think there was crossover with that one. I think it was just with The Practice.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Could have been though.
All right. Well,
It had a few Star Trek alumni in there
it
because you
truly
had
did.
Shatner, then you had Rene Auberjonois. I don't know,
Yeah,
remember how to say his name. Yep,
Auberjonois. Yeah,
there were
he was
quite a
he
few
was
people in that
he
show
was
that were
awesome.
great.
Yeah, he
Yep.
was awesome. I really liked Odo. But all right, well let's get there. I wonder if the audience has any thoughts. Let's see. The Practice had a crossover with Ali, said Dapper Bar Games. Thank you. That's what I thought.
Okay, so the prequel had the
Yeah.
crossover.
Yeah. That's why I was like thinking about it. So yeah. We've got
Okay.
we've got lots of folks in the chat. Anybody else looking forward to tomorrow? To the letdown tomorrow of no high roller stream? 6. Watch the community tab. Raging Dinos out there says Parks and Rec. Yeah, a lot of people love that. MacGyver TV series in the 80s. Star Trek,
MacGyver was good.
Next Generation, DS9, Family Matters. Oh, yeah, those are all good choices. Anyone going to see Argyle next week? I am. I'm going to review it, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I think we're all probably going to end up talking about it on Comics Division stream. I think.
I imagine so.
Yeah. And let's see what else is happening in the chat. Lots of great people out there today. I appreciate the support, everybody. Thank you for being out there. Awesome One asks, what is a high roller? High roller is the highest level of membership on the channel at the moment. And they get their very own stream, public stream, that we talk about everything we want to out in public. So it's a lot of fun. That's a good one. A lot of fun. I have a handful of high rollers. 6 would be one of them, and we've got a few others. So it's a lot of fun. Let's see. Anybody else out there ask anything that I need to get to? I don't think we had any fan funding. So nope. Lots of participants. Thanks for being here, everybody. We do appreciate it. I know that Brahma's glad he's not out here alone with nobody watching him. So he gets a little self-conscious like that.
Yeah, it's very much different than being on my own channel where nobody watches.
You get a lot of watchers. Yeah, I'm usually stealthily watching, but Saturday night's all right for fighting. Saturday night's all right, especially on Bourbon and Boarding. High rollers get their own stream twice a year. Actually, it's supposed to be once a month, but I love you too. The fact that Mad's here makes me happy. I miss this guy. He's just busy. He says, I guess that means I'll have to go watch it as well. Comics better not sneak out the back like he did for the last movie we were supposed to see together. Well, yeah. I hope you actually drop in. Speaking of dropping in, probably one of the best buds I've got that doesn't ever want to call me, text me, hang out with me is Ord's Board. He sent me $1.99 just looking around. What's up, Ords? Hopefully you're checking out Ord's Board and React Attack and everything else that he's doing. He's building quite the community. He's got some very impressive friends. He's a wonderful
I
guy.
occasionally play some Mario Kart with him on Saturday nights, very late.
He tries to get me to stay up too late, and I'm like, bro, I'm an old person. Try to get some sleep.
Well, you just got to do our show on Saturday night, then you're already up. Then you just go straight into playing Mario Kart till you fall asleep.
So I just get up in the morning?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Jaffo's out there. I do notice you, brother. Yeah. Good to see you. You miss me, but don't invite me? Well, no, bro. I absolutely will invite you. Aren't you in the group for the invite? I think you are, but regardless, I'm gonna have to get you to into one of these interviews. I think it'd be a good time. Yeah.
He is an interesting interview.
My goodness. Oh, I bet. Oh, and my good friend Scott Westbrook just dropped 5 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. You are truly amazing. And I think everybody who just got one is very thankful, including Wonky Man. That's right. Even Fat Elvis got gifted one from Scott Westbrook. Thank you, Scott. You are a very generous person. I appreciate it. Argentum says, I'm apprehensive about the Avatar series coming to Netflix, although it actually looks pretty good. I'm also apprehensive. I'm a little bit concerned. Toxic Man Flu says, Culture has to read this. I've been to exactly this many Culture member streams. 0. That's true. I don't know why you don't show up. You probably should.
I've been to 1 or 2.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah. You need to do mead on Sunday Night Culture. The list thing, I don't know if I care that deeply about 5 of anything, to be fair. But maybe. What's up, John Sapola? Good to see you.
We've got a pretty special, unannounced special guest on Sunday for mead.
I know who that is. Stuttering Guitars, my good friend here. Oh, by the way, this person is making phenomenal guitars. In fact, very specialized guitars, ones that are custom, that are sold in one place by the brother of Sylvester Stallone. Nice. True story. I got a commercial coming up. He's going to be featured in several of my shows, most prominently on Sunday Night Show, because I'll have a chance to edit the little bit of stuff that I got from him and show it off. But yes, I want to say thank you for the $10 super chat, which you didn't have to do, my friend. He says, here's to having a hockey fan. There you go. Been blogging regarding Red Wings for 5 years. All-Star break is painful. Oh, there you go.
He started out real good saying, here's to having a hockey fan. And then he said that he blogs about the Red Wings. Saying that to an Avs fan,
there you go.
That just makes us enemies on some level.
Calm down. Slender Dad.
That rivalry's dead and gone.
Yeah, it truly is. Slender Dad, what's up? I'm clipping that and sending it to Tom Swain. That knows exactly how little you care about him. I love that guy. He's my hetero life mate. Stop it. Don't you dare stir the pot. Hey, I'm Tax Sharks in the house. Good to see you. Good to see you all. Tina Guzman is here. Look at all these great people. All right, we need to get to the second question. We're just going to chat with the chat, which is fine, but I want to get to this. I got to ask you this one. This one of my favorite. Brahma, what film is your go-to film when you were homesick? What's your comfort film?
Well, I don't know that I can narrow that down to one. So I'll give you 2, depending on what kind of sick it is. So Princess Bride would be definitely one, and The Big Lebowski would be another. I've watched both of those movies so many millions of times. It's not funny.
And, Lebowski is so quotable.
It
truly is.
Everything about it is great. There's about a 15-minute section of the movie at the Jackie Treehorn thing where it's just like, that's when I usually just take a break watching, because it gets so slow right there for about 15 minutes, but great movie overall.
Sure.
I've watched it with a few of the people in the chat.
Yeah. Such a great film. Has the show started yet? Yeah, I'm asking questions, baby human. Yeah. Rumble did not go, so I don't know what's going on with Rumble, but I could not get the Rumble show to go. So for those of you looking for it on Rumble, I'm sorry. What's up, Randy Thoto? Says, Timmy Hortons donuts versus Stan Mikita donuts. Oh, good question.
Well,
apparently that's for you, Brahma.
I guess. I've never had Tim Hortons.
Timmy's, they're good.
Technically, I've never had Stan Mikita's donuts either. So.
Really?
No, not a big donut eater. And where I'm at, neither of those things exist. I've never been anywhere that they are around, so I can't answer it.
There you go. Slender Dad says, these are the correct answers. That's right. Yeah. Shadow Chaser says, The Hunt for Red October. And I was homesick all last week. Wow, that stinks. But there you go.
Yeah. I went through that last week too. That's whatever's going around right now sucks.
Hey, the Chatimal says that you got to get that dude sweater, Brahma.
I can't start dressing like the dude because
That's
culture
my
already
thing.
does every time I see him.
Yeah. In real life, I do look like the dude. I even have the bowling shirt.
And in real life, we have meetups in Dallas, and I'm dumb enough to have gotten into this avatar thing with the stupid smoking jacket, and I wear it around Dallas when we have meetups.
That's
So
fantastic.
I cook.
There you go. There you go. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, says Silicone Dave. That sounds great, man. Robocop
That is a
says,
good one.
the dude abides, man. The dude
This
abides,
aggression
man.
will not stand, man.
Man.
I mean, say what you want about the tenets of National Socialism. At least that's an ethos. Nihilist.
A toy fanboy. Look at y'all. Dunkin' versus Krispy Kreme. Dunkin', Krispies are too greasy for me. Krispies have changed over the years, I think. I'm still a Dunkin' dude. Really am.
I'd go Dunkin' on that one because, I like
better,
Long
better
Johns with chocolate.
They have better coffee, too, to be fair.
Yes.
Randy Thodo says, Wayne's World. Indeed. Hey, Garfield's Bizarre Adventure for $10 says, this is Vietnam. Smokey, there are rules. Market zero. Yeah. God, such a great film. My dad and I watched that. It's funny. He'll call and say, hey, do you know what's on? Yeah. So we watch it together over the phone. Such a good film.
Have you ever seen the TV edit?
No. I've only ever watched it in its purest form.
It may have the greatest edit of a line ever in a movie.
Really?
So the scene where John Goodman takes the bat to the Corvette and is telling Larry, this is what happens, Larry. This is what happens when you F a stranger. They edited it to, this is what happens, Larry. Or do you see what happens? Do you see what happens when you meet a stranger in the Alps? Just constantly repeats that line for like 3 minutes. Dumbest edit ever, but hilarious.
Oh, I love it. Hey, follow the Bradleys are here. Great to see you, Bradley family. Love it. Look at all these wonderful people. The beautiful people. Oh. I'm answering you over here about Madam Web. Should you see it? Okay. Well, if you want to torture your eyes, that's your prerogative. I'm not going to see it. Well, I'm going to see it so you don't have to follow the Bradleys, and I'm going to see it so nobody has to be fair. I don't know that many people are going to see it. I'm going to suffer it. I've got to review it. I got to talk about it on Mr. H's Hcast on Tuesdays and Thursdays, your favorite afternoon podcast. Decent chance I'll have to cover it on one of Comics' shows, and I'll probably have to cover it for Midnight's Edge and Midnight's Edge After Dark. So I got to watch it. But at least I'll spare you. And I think I've decided I'm going to do a full spoiler review. I'm not going to hold anything back. So if you watch my review, you will be spoiled.
I think Sydney Sweeney is the only reason I could get through that movie, but I don't want to do it. I don't know if Comics is going to make us.
Well, I'm going to watch it regardless. What's up, low spec? Robocop's like, I ain't seeing it. And Brightest Day, what's up, brother? Great to see you. Says, I'm a Sydney Sweeney simp, and I'm not watching it. I'm like, well, all right, fair enough.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yippee-ki-yay, melon farmer.
Yep, that one was good too. Or you slug in a ditch.
Oh, what I loved was when it was Mother Falcon. Yippee-ki-yay, Mother Falcon. Really?
Yep.
That's what you got out of that? Wait, a honeymoon with a taffy stretcher looks less painful than Madam Web. Good. That's a visual. Thanks for that, stuttering guitarist. My buddy Mad Cheesemo, the guy that I don't know. I feel like we kind of came up together, and then he ditched me. Got to get going. Running to the store before I join Lil Chad and Slender Dad for their stream in an hour. That's right. Ascended Art.
Where I will also be.
This guy will be there as well. And I will send everybody there because, I like that show. It's goofy. They're funny. Sometimes I get to join. That's a good time.
Sometimes we actually talk about things. Most of the time, it just is meandering through a whole bunch of different things.
Thought of Madam Web's powers were being a modern-day woman and taking no responsibility for her actions. Well, yes, please. Indeed. By the way, that picture is fantastic. Yeah, I have a pretty good feeling that's what this film's going to be all about. Yay! DGA deal starting to sour. No! They had it put together. It was almost done.
What's
Man,
that do?
the Directors Guild. So if that
Oh,
goes sideways, then you got IATSE. Man, this could be rough. Hollywood could be in for it again. Woo!
oh
Toxic Man
no.
Flu's headed out. Love you, my dude. Appreciate it. And thanks for the super chat, brother. Hope you're doing well.
Later,
We,
man flu.
yeah, we get a chance to talk about stuff this weekend, I hope. Bye, Toxie. Sydney Sweeney Simp. Try saying that 3 times really fast. Sydney Sweeney Simp, Sydney Sweeney Simp, Sydney Sweeney Simp.
You're a braver man than I.
I'm careful.
Yeah.
Follow Bradley says, it would have sold more tickets had it been called 50 Shades of Web. Yes! By the way, I'm going to add a couple 3 questions to the round 2 of the 3 questions for everybody's second interview on the channel, second time through. One of them is going to be, what's your guilty pleasure movie? I'm going to have a hard time.
We all know what yours is. It's the same one that's your favorite movie. At least it better be a guilty pleasure for you to like Showgirls.
It's a cinematic masterpiece. Hey, it's the Pater Vegan
Right.
fan site. What's up? Good to see you. Ooh. All right, let's get to it. Third question. You ready, Brahma? You and I can goof off all day. Toy Fanboy got it in one guess. Showgirls. That's right. Maybe humans like Schindler's List. No. Godzilla, says Raging Dino. But I got to be honest, I'm not really guilty. Nah. The new Godzilla's fantastic. Oh, I get to see that. Godzilla minus color. -1 minus color. So, anyway. All right. Third question.
Okay.
What's your best film experience, bro? Your best experience. Best film experience. Are you experienced?
So, film experience, like going to a theater, the best experience you had.
Yeah, not the best
For the
film
movie.
necessarily, but the experience that surrounded a film. I mean, or it could have been the experience while you were at the film or while you are after the film, but it's just your best film experience. What is the best experience you associate with going to see a film?
So the most interesting one, it can't be best because of the movie that we ended up seeing, but Attack of the Clones, we camped out for a couple days.
Oh, wow.
And it turned out that in the tents next to us were a number of strippers from a local strip club that were camping out for the movie as well.
Oh, no.
So we spent 2 days kind of hanging out and partying outside of the theater. Yeah, it was an interesting experience. Then we all got into the movie and promptly fell asleep because the prequels were so bad. The best in the theater movie I think I ever saw was The Dark Knight. Everybody loved that movie in that theater, so we had a great time. But yeah, that was an interesting experience doing the camp out and finding out who our neighbors were.
I'm sure that was an interesting evening. Osmore199 says, that's amazing. Indeed. 6 is like, I bet you all smelled amazing. Yes.
Yeah. After 2 days, yeah, I was actually even dry shaving my head because we didn't even leave to go use the sink. We had all of our stuff necessary except for a restroom.
That's crazy.
And they turned the sprinklers on us the first night. Because
Nice.
they forgot to turn them off where we were all staying after they said we could stay there. So that part kind of sucked.
Soul Assassin says Strip Wars, the movie we need. I agree. Yeah, Tim's here. Hi, Tim. Yeah, stuttering guitarist. Yeah, Saving Private Ryan, that moment there, I can see how that would be the best film experience right there because it's just that sheer emotion to see that with veterans. Yeah. Especially that particular era, if there happen to be some older men in the audience. So,
well, the other one that was interesting was Independence Day because of where I'm at, Colorado Springs. So, we've got tons of military here. So we're sitting there watching Independence Day and all the military guys are going nuts in the back of the theater. And then we get to the part where NORAD gets taken out and everybody is just like, oh, because NORAD's here in town. That would have been all of us. So
bye then.
very interactive theater experience, that one.
I bet. Yeah, Captain Crusty Heart in the early 70s, it was electric in the theater. Blazing Saddles had everybody crying. Yeah, well, I bet. Yeah, that one just crushes. I think I saw it. Well, I did. Stunt Brat 777 is here. What's going on? Good to see you. Hugs to you. Hope you're doing well. Albert Zulke is in the house. Happy Friday, peeps, indeed. And our good friend Spaceship Vampires joining us as well. Good to see you. And the amazing Tinder Warrior 68 is here. Fantabulous Friday. That's right. Saw Jonah Hex out there and our friend Keely Chow, which means I have to say, roll tide. Well, Brahma, thanks for sharing those experiences, brother. That's fantastic. Sounds like you enjoyed the 3 questions, but we're going to move on because, things are weird.
Yes.
You ready to get weird?
I'm ready.
All right.
Let's get crazy.
Pursuant to that last one, it says from 11 Alpha, I was an active officer at Fort Benning when Independence Day came out. Good, big crowd reaction. Oh, I bet. Pretty awesome stuff. Yeah. All right, let's get to it. We're going to start with this story. YouTuber, is this you? YouTuber accused of topping 150 miles per hour on his motorcycle on Colorado Interstate, wanted on multiple charges. I wonder why I picked this one out and just started with it right away.
Right up the street.
There you go. Yeah, Denver, a motorcyclist who authorities said posted a video of himself on YouTube speeding from Colorado Springs to Denver Metro in 20 minutes. Is that possible? Wow.
On a motorcycle, yes. On anything else, no.
I was going to say, it takes
he had to have been bobbing and weaving the whole way.
Yeah, 150.
That highway is constantly crap.
Yeah, so the 32-year-old from Texas recorded himself on September 28th going more than 150 miles an hour, squeezing through small gaps in traffic and traveling on the shoulder, according to Colorado State Patrol News. The video has since been deleted from YouTube, but the State Patrol shared a clip with the news release. Dietzman is known as Gizzerbra. Okay. On YouTube, has posted multiple similar videos from different parts of the country. He is wanted on charges of menacing, engaging in a speed contest, reckless endangerment, reckless driving, speeding 40 miles per hour over the limit, engaging in an exhibition of speed, and driving without license plates attached. Interesting. Probably because, he's like, you can't prove it was me.
Maybe it's a Colorado thing, but like in Texas, if you're going that fast, I think they can get you for attempted self-deletion.
Well, they also get you for felony speeding, but yeah. Right. This is an extreme example, but sadly a real one. If you drive like this, you can expect to be arrested and when you are located. This is the best outcome for a person who drives violently, since the smallest mistake could result in his death or that of an innocent person in the area. State Patrol coordinated with Dallas Police Department in Texas and El Paso County District Attorney's Office to identify the rider as Dietzman, whose hometown was not released. Investigators say numerous drivers and online viewers contacted the Colorado State Patrol about the incident. So maybe that was a bad idea.
Well, it's brave. I mean, I retired my motorcycle about probably 2 years ago now. And it with all the people that have transplanted to Colorado, it is not safe being on a bike. People aren't used to driving in our kind of weather and stuff. And even on the bike, I still was getting out on snow and stuff. And there are just too many bad drivers anymore. And I don't feel safe on the bike.
And 25's not exactly the smoothest road either. So I don't know.
No. Well, and 25 has a tendency to do this thing where we're all going 80. And then everybody just stops with no notice.
And then
for no reason.
Nada.
Just everybody slams on their brakes. And on a bike, they don't stop quite the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So, one thing that having the bike did do is it made me much more aware of everybody, even if I'm driving my car instead of the bike. So, I mean, it definitely gives you that defensive driving mentality, because you're aware of everything going on around you after you've ridden a bike for a while.
Yeah, especially since all of a sudden people are in your lane. So, yeah. So, Six says, quote, I retired my motorcycle equals, my wife said, sell it now.
Actually, it's still sitting out in the driveway out front. I thought about bringing it into the garage and having it be part of the set when I was doing
In the
everything from the
garage.
garage for
Yeah.
YouTube. Would have been interesting, but
Would have been
could have
cool.
even just used it as a chair for the desk for the
That'd have been
set.
also that'd have been also
Yeah,
pretty awesome. Yeah. All right.
big
That
old
looks
Suzuki Boulevard.
there you go. Yeah. Whew. I don't know, man. A lot of people they don't like living. All right. Well, there's been a lot of talk about planes lately, but here's a plane strategy or a plane situation that I never want to be part of. Seems like some bees swarmed a plane on the tarmac, leaving passengers trapped inside the aircraft. Does that sound like fun?
Uh,
No. No, but look
No,
at that swarm, man. Just like
how
hanging
does
out
that
on the
happen?
plane. I don't know. It's crazy though. It's from the Post. There's no sound here, but look at that big old swarm. I mean, that's literally like it's like on the wing. It's like, I don't think I want to get out of this. I think I want to get off this
How
plane.
did they not see that before they leave to taxi, though? I
Oh
mean,
no, I no. It probably just happened once they landed. So yeah, so passengers at a Brazilian airport were left stranded on the tarmac for more than an hour on Monday after a swarm of bees covered the wing of their plane. The airline Vopas flight landed in Greater Natal International Airport at just after 12:30 p.m. with those on board hoping to disembark via a set of external stairs. Ooh, that's
ooh,
less than ideal. But a buzzing sound outside the plane soon startled passengers who were ordered back into their seats. They began buzzing around the entire aircraft. Oh boy, we were taken by surprise. So the swarm started landing on the plane's windows, causing crew members to fear what would happen if they let the passengers outside. Good question. The bees refused to budge, and the pilot eventually had to call the fire department for help. Look at
that's crazy.
that! Yikes! That doesn't seem
That's
like a
crazy.
good thing.
I mean, we'll see something like that later this year because this is the year that both of the major swarms of
Oh,
cicadas are
that's
supposed
right.
to come
Yeah,
up.
yeah. The
So
once every
they'll be all
great
over the freaking place.
yeah every great once in a while we get both cicada
This is the
sets.
overlap. Yep.
Yeesh, it'd be rough. So it took them some time to arrive. Then some of the bees settled on one of the plane's wings. The rest fly around there. Da, 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 da. After quite a while, the firefighter used an unidentified substance to remove the insects from around the plane. That substance was probably poison. Anyway, um,
You
but
think they
footage
would use poison?
probably.
With as crazy as people are about bees, why wouldn't you just use water?
I don't know. Honestly, smoke is the best thing. But I just thought that was an
Yeah.
interesting story to cover. Lots of weird airplane stuff. In
Yeah,
fact,
that's a weird one.
I think one of the stories we're covering here is going to be a weird airplane stuff. But yeah, what does the chat say about that? I wonder if they're weighed in. I know we got
I
a
wonder
message.
what could have brought them to it. I mean, why would they swarm a wing of a plane? That just seems strange.
Maybe there was a leaking substance, like a coolant or a lubricant.
Antifreeze.
Yeah, a lubricant. Yeah, that had a sweet smell or sense, perhaps.
Yeah.
We got Garfield's Bizarre Adventure for $10 saying, do either of you believe in the paranormal? Also, get yourself a pizza. Oh, I love pizza. I had dinner already, though. I had dinner with family. What do you, Brahma, you believe in paranormal?
I believe in demonic activity.
Hmm, that's
So I guess
paranormal.
paranormal.
I believe that there's some unexplainable phenomenon out there that can be assigned to things we don't quite understand. So I guess the answer would be yes. Watch a lot of horror films, and I watch a lot of, or I used to watch a lot of the ghost shows. I don't anymore, but yeah, I don't know. I'd like a pizza. Thanks for the $10. I will get a pizza. I'll get a pizza tomorrow. So there you go. That's a lot of bees, though. It's a lot of bees. We got a huge gift from our good friend Tender Warrior 68, incredibly generous, giving 10 Culture Casino memberships. Thank you for that, my friend. We do appreciate it. Tender Warrior 68, incredibly generous everywhere at the same time. Plus, really cool avatar. Love that. I love how they show up on, we were talking about this. I love how they show up on EV Mux. This is way better than anywhere else that you get the avatars and the
Yeah,
banners
the
and everything.
highlighted is much bigger.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. Love that. So a
Gives
lot of you
people
got
incentive to actually do an avatar.
exactly, yeah, good one. Look at that, man. Oh. Thanks for joining us, all of the new members. Hopefully, we get to see you this weekend. We got a high roller stream happening this weekend. Believe it or not, I believe in life after love. Do you believe in life after love? There you go. I believe in paranormal, but I also believe 90% of what's considered paranormal isn't. Yeah, I think a lot of unexplained phenomena are incorrectly labeled. Speaking of incorrectly labeled, we have Punkwaddle here. What's up, Punkwaddle? Oh, did I say hi to Matt G? Matt G! What's up, Matt G? He's got his Taylor Swift costume on. Good to see you, buddy. Plane looks like it has a no-fly list. Oh. Yeah.
Penguins can't fly. What does he know?
Sci-Fi from ETV says, I like these Social Stream Ninja plugin. I have not used these. Social Stream Ninja
That is the one I use on my stuff.
Hmm.
It'll even auto-highlight stuff for you.
Really? I'm going to have to get
And
that.
it'll pull in from everywhere. It'll pull in from Twitch, Kick.
This pulls in from
Rumble.
This pulls in from Rumble. It pulls in from YouTube. It pulls in from, I think it's doing Twitter now too. So pretty cool stuff. Dave G Sound. What's up? Common Nerd says, I like watching ghost videos on YouTube to go to sleep. Seen weird stuff. Don't know what it's all about, but some of it's definitely demons. I ain't going to argue with anybody these days. I am going to say we'll move on.
Alrighty.
This is something you might know something about. There's this Czech man who has the largest collection of Lego sets in the world. Look at all those Legos. Earned him a Guinness Book of World Records title. Look at all those Legos.
That is a lot of time spent on Legos. A lot of money spent on Legos.
Look at all the multiples of sets he has, too. It's like crazy. Like, dude lives in like a Lego store. So he lives in the Czech Republic, Guinness Book of World Records, largest collection of Lego sets. And he turned his love into a museum with 4 locations. 4. I can only count to 4. Oh, kill me.
Wonder how many of those sets are donated to him because of his obsession.
Because of Cuckoo Cachoo. Yeah, so he got his first Lego set when he was 5 years old, and he owns 6,005 different Lego sets. Good gravy.
What are you doing with your hand behind the chat there?
Oh, this is a tea. It's tea. I'm steeping the tea.
Yeah, that's not what it looked like.
Oh,
yeah, that was below, and your hand was just doing this behind the chat.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I have a Lego set I'm looking at right now. I love Legos. I love building things, so pretty easy. But yeah, I bought more than 90% of all the Lego sets myself. Yikes! And he got some from customers and acquaintances.
So does the museum then bring in enough money that he's able to purchase all these Lego sets, or does he have an actual job?
It probably does now. I mean, he's got 4 museum locations, so he's pretty good. Anyway, I thought you'd like that one. Kind of fun.
Yeah, that's interesting. As a person who collects something myself,
yeah, you
of course
collect
mine disappears.
Yeah, you collect bourbon, which gets drunk.
Yeah, I think we've cycled through everything that has appeared since I started streaming 2 years ago. I think we've cycled through every bottle at least once, except for the Bookers. The Bookers, and I haven't done that Macallan Last Night on Earth yet.
Oh, hey, did you finish the Hibeki we had?
No, I didn't get it. Tox took it.
Oh man, that was so good.
Yeah, I didn't even get to try it.
You didn't get to try it? Awesome.
No, I just had one glass of the Smoke Wagon because we were doing the show. But remember, I was staying an hour away. I couldn't sit there and drink like you guys could. Me and Nick are the drinkers, and I was limiting myself to a drink because I had to drive an hour back to where I was staying.
You mean like Comics, who he had all of the Smoke Wagon?
Yeah, he liked the Smoke Wagon apparently.
Woo-hoo. Yeah, it was a rough day the next day. Speaking of the rough day,
that wasn't just Smoke Wagon. That was the uncut. So that one was like 60% alcohol. I mean, that one's strong. It's barrel proof.
All right, let's do this. Because we just talked about booze, the last story is appropriate. What are the red Solo Cup lines for? It's a good
Measurements.
question. So here's the
They're
truth
measurements,
behind the
aren't
myth.
they?
Well, we're about to find out. So
All right.
it's long been assumed that lines which mark 1, 5, and 12 ounces of liquid act as measurements for alcohol. Okay, maybe we'll figure this out. So the real Solo Cup, I fill you up, but to which line? It's long been thought that they were, of course, to measure alcohol content, but Snopes has debunked that theory. Well, Snopes is not necessarily 100% accurate these days, but we'll give it some deference here. The belief was that the bottom line designates the amount of one shot. The middle line was for serving of wine, and the top line was for 12 ounces of beer. Snopes noted that these measurements do match up with some typical alcohol serving sizes. The placement of the lines on the cups wasn't meant to act as a way to gauge serving sizes. In fact, Solo revealed the true meaning of the lines in the FAQ section of their website. They said the truth is these lines mean something different for everyone. The site mentions that the answer to the lines on the Solo Cup is one of the great mysteries of our time. The original 18-ounce Solo Cup, which was launched in the 1970s, had lines that roughly equaled measurements of 1, 5, and 12 ounces. The answer to what the lines on the Solo Cup mean is one of the greatest mysteries of our time. Yeah. For some, it means a responsible pour at their tailgate. For others, it means a more secure grip as they man the grill for a barbecue. And our littler fans, it means they can stack and unstack the cups into a pyramid without them sticking together. Snopes previously reported that the Dart Container Corporation, Solo's parent company, said that the lines for our party cups are designed for functional performance and are not measurement lines. If the lines do coincide with certain measurements, it's purely coincidental.
That seems unlikely. Coincidence, a little too much coincidence there. Yeah.
Yeah, so here's the graphic, right? So beer,
Right.
wine, liquor. And what's funny is that's actually true. So this is what they say. Amount of water you should drink 5 times a day. Standard serving of cereal. Pretty solid amount of mouthwash each morning.
Why cereal?
It's
really?
a joke. It's a joke. What you might consider with Solo Cups? So add 1 ounce of grenadine, 5 ounces of Sprite, and ice for a solid Shirley Temple. Perfect amount of daily juice serving for kids. Chocolate syrup needed to make chocolate milk. Wow. 1 ounce of chocolate syrup for chocolate milk? Interesting. Anyway, I thought that'd be fun since you're the beer and wine and booze guy. So
yeah. I always thought it was measurements. I think I'm still right.
I think you're still right too. I think
what they're saying is BS.
I think they're obfuscating, a fancy way to say lying.
Of course. I mean, the 1 ounce being for the liquor is not right. I mean, you use the other mark that they're saying is for wine. That's what you use for bourbon and whiskey.
Oh boy, you mean the 5 ounce?
The 5 ounce.
For somebody like you and Nick, maybe. For somebody like me, not so much.
Well, it'll last you all night. It'll last me a little while.
There you go. Someone take that comment down. What comment?
The comment that was hiding your hand going up and down.
Oh, I took care of it. Wait. Josh wants to know, is Brahma an alcoholic or a functioning alcoholic? Okay.
Yes.
Is there
a lot of the bottles I've cycled through are with people. I mean, and the dogs are going nuts. Sorry. That's just kind of one of the things with bourbon is you have people over and you sample bourbon. So I go through bottles very quickly because we pour it, all evening for whoever's over. So yes, I probably drink quite a bit more than I should, but at the same time, it's not all me that's going through all these bottles.
True. Yeah. Anyway, I was thinking that it was definitely measurements, but I thought I'd pull up that story. But yeah, Empress M says grip. Man, I think it's really for measurements. Oh, we lost the Brahma. 6 says, I love grenadine. Yeah, Shirley Temples are delicious. They're delicious. Feed the puppies, says maybe human. And 6 says, can we see the dogs? I don't know. They're just dogs. They want to see
There's
the
3
dog.
of them, and they're very loud.
Feed the dogs, tuppence a bag. Okay, that's not the song, but it was fun. No, you don't ask a dumb question, Josh. Not at all, my friend. Yeah. He's a functional alcoholic.
No.
I know. He functions.
Yes.
I've seen him.
Culture's been around me. I'm highly functioning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. E-Clay is here. What's up, brother? Says there's a Terminator at Brahma's house. Uh-oh. E-Clay is a nut job, by the way. My good friend, Mr. Buttcrack Media is in the house. He keeps the everything flowing. He does. He does. Takes really good care of everybody. Best commercial out there, too. Tim Stock on the mid-right. What's going on, Tim? Argentum's like, I wish I had 3 dogs. So do I. I like dogs. When we get
I like them, except
relocated,
when they bark at everything that walks by.
Yeah. When we get relocated, I think we're going to have 4 or 5 dogs to keep control of the place. Oh, my friend, there's so much news out there.
And only some of it good.
Not enough. Not enough. But thank you for checking out the weird news. I think we're going to move on to today's topics. Are you ready for that, Brahma?
Absolutely, sir. Let's
headed into the home stretch. Here we go.
Come on.
All right, and we are to news stories, not nude stories, news stories. Let's see if this shares properly. Probably not, because, that's just my luck. And let's see.
If only you had a producer.
I've been begging, borrowing, and screaming for one, but it is what it is. Let's take a look at the share. There it is. Oh, it's very close. Ooh, wop, wop. All right, so we were talking about planes. Planes are very weird now. We have to be concerned about a lot of things for dumb reasons, because people decided that there are things more important than our safety when it comes to planes that have nothing to do with anything important. Yeah, so what you should know if you're flying on a Boeing Max 9. Well, call people you love, tell them you love them.
Yeah. Wasn't the Max 9 the one that got grounded completely?
Yeah, I mean, Alaska Airlines said, yeah, they're like, and then a lot of other airlines are like, you know what? These seem to be having some issues, like bolts missing from the wing and things like that. Anyway.
And the door.
Yeah, Boeing Max 737 9 jetliners are carrying passengers in the United States again for the first time since they were grounded after a panel blew out the side of one of the planes. Okay, when they say panel, that means chunko plane. And
piece of the fuselage.
Yeah, it means like the exit door you didn't want. It means like those bags are going to drop out of that overhead compartment that you swore you would never see in your lifetime. Good. So Alaska Airlines resumed a limited number of flights with its MAX 9s on Friday. United aims to follow suit on Sunday, but spokeswoman said the airline might use them as spare planes Friday or Saturday. Oh boy.
That's what you want to hear. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to fly on the spare.
Yeah, and it's a 9. Oh, great. So those are the only 2 U.S. airlines that operate this particular model. Oh, okay. After seeing the video of a frightening flight, a lot of people are asking about the safety. So the FAA has a detailed process that airlines must follow to inspect and, if necessary, repair the panels called door plugs, one of which broke loose on Alaska Flight 1282 on Jan 5. The plugs are used to seal holes left for extra doors on the MAX 9 when an unusually high number of seats requires more exits for safety reasons, which means they can put more seats in that plane. If you've ever seen one of those, they're like riding on the least comfortable small school bus you've ever seen in your life. How could they put more seats in that plane? Anyway,
right.
The Mike Whitaker, who I'm very concerned is running the FAA. You might wonder why. You should look at, when he was interviewed for the job, says his agency's review of everything that has happened since the accident, including gathering information about inspections on the door plugs on 40 other planes, gave him confidence that they will be safe as long as the new inspection process is followed. Like they're looking at them every day? Maybe?
Should be between every flight?
Yeah.
There should, captains used to do a quick look
A
over the
walk around.
plane.
Yeah.
I mean, same thing you would do at Enterprise. Nope, there's no damage on this one. Okay, I'm not going to mark it on the piece of paper. You'd think it'd be more important on the planes, but what do we
Yeah.
know?
I
We're
don't know.
just the dupes that get on them and hope to survive.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at this. It says the FAA is requiring airlines to conduct detailed visual inspections of the door plugs and other components, adjust fasteners, fix any damage they find before putting the nines in service. But the agency says the process was developed when they learned by what they learned from inspections of 40 grounded planes. Okay, technicians
So,
open the door plug, inspect it and the surrounding hardware, and make it necessary repairs before resecuring the panel. Okay, look at that, man.
and then what are they doing about the bolts that they're missing out of wings and all the other kind of stuff if they're not inspecting everything this should be at least a daily thing, if not a in between flights. Everybody has a look over.
Yeah. So lots of people want to, all these questions. Is flying safe? All this other stuff. Is Boeing in trouble? Well, we'll have to find out that another day. I just think it's interesting that that's the conversation. And again, just concerned because, again, things are being played differently. Little Chad wants me to ask you a question. He says he seems to know a lot about EV mucks. I think Brahma does know a lot
I
about
think
EV
he
mucks.
was saying, ask me if I wanted to be your producer, but I don't have time to do it,
I
even
was
though, yes, I
you had
know
to
EV
make
mucks
extra.
about as well as anybody.
Yeah, you had to be extra special good to be able to make it here on time today, which I appreciate. Thanks for being here. So I thought that'd be
No
a fun
problem.
story to cover first. Well, maybe not a fun story, but one that needed to be covered anyway.
Yes, right
Um,
as I'm getting ready to get on a plane next Wednesday to
oh yeah,
fly over
that's
the
right.
ocean to Hawaii.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah. Oh no. I know this. Microsoft, Levi's, Twitch, you name it. A lot of companies are letting people go. One of the stories that I'm intend to drop this weekend that I've already recorded and is ready to go actually now. I might do it after the stream. We'll see. But I'm going to drop a video talking about all these kinds of layoffs and all the companies that are doing them because it's not just tech. It's not just retail. It's also, well, Disney and others. And this isn't going to stop anytime soon because guess what? Despite what you're hearing from all the authoritative news sources, we aren't in a recovery. We're in the other R word, and it ain't good. And we've been there for a long time, and they can change the rules and what they describe it as. But you're sitting in firmly now in Jimmy Carter years, and it's going to get bad. So you're going to see a lot of people headed to the job markets. 2024 has already proven a difficult year. A handful of companies have been making job cuts in recent weeks, bringing uncertainty to workers across industries. Yeah, including journalists, which we'll talk about another time, I'm sure. But in the world of retail and tech, some of these cuts arrive after a ramp up in hiring because of the global crisis. So when people spent more time and money online, well, yeah, now companies are reducing their workforces to help lower costs and bolster their bottom lines. Well, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to see more and more of this. I mean, yes, that is part of the reason is there was a lot more stuff going on during COVID where people were ordering stuff,
Yeah.
but there's also the whole thing of people can't actually afford to be ordering stuff now.
Oh
I
yeah, I mean,
luxury items, I mean,
anything. Yeah, it's and a lot of
the
that comes out
inflation's
of
up
the
so high.
yeah, and look, once inflation had reached a 30% tick, it was over. And that, believe it or not, you're over that in some categories. You're paying 30%, if not more. Some people claim 50%. In the grocery store. Those numbers aren't going down. Prices don't often go down unless we hit a depression, which let's hope we don't. But REI is laying off 357 workers, so that's most of them coming out of the distribution centers and headquarters. But yeah, they've had 4 quarters of decline in a row. Not good. So there's going to be some very difficult conditions in 2024. Yeah, because nobody can afford anything. The most Americans' savings have been depleted. So
Yep.
Levi Strauss is slashing global corporate workforce by 10 to 15%. That's huge. They've got a 2-year restructuring plan that's going to cut costs. They've got a 10-year extension on the naming of the Levi's Stadium that they've got to pay for $170 million. Good gravy.
Yeah, that's
My,
worth it. I mean,
my,
because nobody knew the name Levi's before they
the
advertised on a stadium.
stadium deals is garbage.
Yeah.
All they're buying is advertising, because every time a sportscast is called, they have to say from the beautiful Levi's blah blah blah
Yeah.
stadium. Yeah. Anyway,
And some of
Microsoft
them
is
are just stupid names too. Like Denver, the Pepsi Center became Ball Arena. So we play sports in Ball Arena. What do they make? Aluminum cups. They redid all the seats to accommodate their aluminum cups. And now it's almost impossible to stand up and sit down in the seats because they've got them, the cup holders so wide that it catches everybody's hips as they stand up.
Wow, that's
But
crazy.
they named the place, so whatever.
That's nuts. Microsoft is laying off 1,900 employees in the gaming division. That's across all of their stuff, including Xbox. That's not great. 8% reduction. Yeesh. You got TikTok layoffs happening. Well, okay. You got Riot Gaming layoffs. Yeah, 11%
Well, did
of
you
its
see
staff.
what they're laying off at Xbox? All of the physical gaming unit.
Of course.
So getting rid of all discs.
They're going to regret that decision. They're going to regret that
So are
decision.
gamers.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, so 530 jobs are gone at Riot. You have eBay layoffs happening. They're going to cut 1,000 jobs, 9% of their full-time workforce. Wayfair is losing 1,650 jobs. Macy's, 2,350. They just rejected a buyout offer. Google, they're laying off hundreds. They're going to lay off a total of 12,000 employees, or about 6% of their workforce over a while. Amazon layoffs. Twitch, obviously, cut 500 jobs. Basically, it's all AI there. Amazon, Audible laid off about 5% of its workforce. They also got rid of a bunch of people at Prime Video, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's just what I'm reporting now because, well, journalism just lost about 12,000 jobs across the country and is likely to lose more. You've got Disney cutting back on employees. You're going to see more than the few hundred that were lost at Disney Shop Disney, which I actually have a video coming out about. And look, a lot of these companies have made some very dismal decisions with their money. Anything you want to add to this? Because I'm sure you know.
Well, yeah, they made a lot of bad decisions, but the other part of it is, I mean, they hired a lot of people that aren't useful. There's useless positions at all these companies, not just the ones that we talk about with the the political take on it,
Oh yeah,
but as Elon Musk showed, you can get rid of 75% of your staff and still make something work, depending on what the type of business is, of course.
yeah.
But you can make massive cuts because a lot of this is redundancy, and
Yeah.
feel bad for the people losing their jobs for the most part. But I mean, you have to do something where you are actually needed.
And this is happening more and more frequently. And we have friends like our friend Jatho here who's going to work 2 jobs: janitor by day, freight stalker at night, and beach punk designer on the weekend, which I appreciate, my friend.
Yeah.
Because
You know what we haven't seen a lot of?
no.
We haven't seen a lot of those TikToks of the person going to work, having their breakfast provided by work, then going and sitting in an isolation pod for a few minutes, then having one meeting at 2:00, then having their dinner provided by their work before they leave.
And
And
then
all
going to
those TikToks and stuff that we saw a few years ago,
yeah.
those have dried up.
Yeah, going to the rooftop wine bar at your company's little upstairs lounge isn't going to be there either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is going to go sideways. Little chat's like, everybody's going to need a 10 terabyte hard drive for game playing. I hope not. Osmore's like, it's sad. It truly is. It truly is. We got so much negative stuff happening in the world, but like I said, we do have to talk about the real things around the world. Tim says Elon Musk is my spirit animal. Yeah, but even Tesla is going to go through some hard times. I doubt they'll reduce their workforce at an accelerated rate, but I imagine they're going to start replacing human workforce with his Tesla bots. So I think you're going to see more optimists out there, to be fair. So
Yeah.
Yeah, Randy Thoto describes it properly. Something is hitting the rotating something. Yes, very hard, and with gusto, and likely making a huge mess. Spaceship vampires being replied to here, according to Animation Critic. 30 million bonus. Oof. Iger got a big bonus. Oh.
Yep. Big bonus for losing billions. Makes sense.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
yeah, I'm enjoying my tea. Sorry, guys.
I'm not one of those that typically goes after the CEO. I mean, in some cases, yes, because the CEO is an important position usually. I mean, they're the ones that are giving the guidance. They're the ones whose head is on, on the chopping block for the decisions that the company's making, and they typically get way too much in bonus.
And unless you're Disney,
right? The ones that I truly believe do deserve to get paid are the ones that are the actual person that started the company. The CEOs that come after him maybe shouldn't be getting as much as what they're getting, but I mean, that's the capitalistic market.
Yeah.
They're going to get paid what they're going to get paid to be lured over to those businesses. So they just need to be also punished on the same meritocracy that they're supposedly being hired on.
Yeah. Oh, and Josh, I will never fire Grant. Grant's like a brother to me. He's like family. He is a producer. He just is usually busy at this time of day. So he's also he's my editor, and he does a great job. So on the videos that are low tier, which you'll see a lot of those that are just me, you'll obviously be able to tell the difference because he does such high quality work. So I'm very thankful to him.
Grant is great.
But we'll move on. Let's go to the next story because I think this is going to be your favorite one, Brahma, because I know this is your favorite movie of the year so far. Mean Girls. Yeah. Yeah, Mean Girls is your favorite movie this year. It's going to be a woeful winter weekend without wide releases because there aren't any, unless you count Godzilla -1 - Color, which is available for this weekend in the States. Go see it if you can. If it's in your area. It's amazing. But anyway, so you just got Mean Girls and Beekeeper basically going to sit waiting out number one. Beekeeper has been doing well. Mean Girls is probably going to remain on top, and not because it's a good film, but because, well, there's not a lot left to see. Nobody's going to see, Timothy Chalamet Ding Dong for the 27th time in Wonka. So you're looking at this being one of the lower ends of earnings for this particular time of the month. Mean Girls, time of the month. Terrible joke. After last weekend saw 2024 year-to-date low for 2024 year-to-date of 67.2 million per ComScore. It's 11% down from a year ago. If you think this is bad, kids, hang on to your hats because the rest of the year is going to suck rocks. And that's being kind. Brahma, what do you think the over-under is for the box office this year? You think they're going to be able to eclipse $8 billion for the year?
For the year, for every movie? Or all movies combined?
For everything, yeah.
I sincerely doubt it with what we know that's coming out. Yeah. I think Dune 2 will be a good movie, but I don't think it'll be one that makes a ton of money because it's Dune. I mean, Dune's never been that much of a draw to the normie. There's not that much else that I think has the potential to make real money this year.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Beekeeper may go by Mean Girls, but we'll see. They've got some predictions.
Beekeeper was actually fun. Mean Girls was a remake that is a musical that the stars are not anywhere near the caliber that the original movie had.
Yep, I predict its
appearance.
I predict it's going to do pretty well, and Wonka's not doing bad for 7 weekends, so we'll just have to see where it finishes out. Migration is a weird one because it just finally went over $101 million in the domestic. What's interesting is that might beat out both Aquaman and Marvel's in the next 2 weeks for global. We'll see.
That'd be funny.
It would be, and it's not a particularly good film. But it is what it is. I thought it'd be fun to talk about the box office for a minute.
Did you see Mean Girls?
The original? Yes. This? No.
Yeah. Well, we all saw that of people around our age.
Yeah.
This, didn't look interesting at all.
I tapped
the fact that it was another under the radar musical didn't really do anything to make me want to see it or take my
You
daughters
know,
to it either.
I think people are getting irritated. I was going to say another word, but I think people are getting irritated with stealth musicals because they're not being properly advertised, and I think people get mad, and then the second weekend suffers. Keto Simple, what's up, buddy? Good to see you.
So, yeah, did you see Beekeeper yet?
No, but that's on this weekend's chart.
It was good.
Yeah, well, I keep hearing
it is an enjoyable Statham movie.
Andre spent 10 minutes talking about it on Mr. H's HCast stream on Tuesday. So
it could easily, I think, kick off a John Wick style series for Statham if they wanted to.
Yeah, but
the story is essentially the same.
Yeah, I like that. Anyway, it's great to see you, Dustin. Hope you're doing well, buddy. What else is happening? Yeah, don't forget to smash the like and share this out. Thank you for that. By the way, I'm going to be on with Keto. Did you know that? I'm going to be on with him. I'm his guest in like March. He already has the stream up. Yeah, he's amazing. He's a planner. Does a great job. Very, very jealous. So yeah, and I'm back to practicing keto, kids. So yeah, I'm going to be very thinnish by the time we get to well, not thin. I'm not going to be thin, but I'm going to be respectable by the time we get to Dallas. So.
Are you going to Vegas?
I'll go to Vegas and I'll go to Dallas. I'm not making it this next weekend I want to be in Florida, but I just can't. There's just no way to do that. Culture, are you ever going to shave? Perhaps. Actually, the next time I go to the dermatologist, I have to shave. So, yeah, so they can look at my face. And then I might go to an esthetician. Yeah. Get all pretty. Should be pretty. All right, let's get to the last story because we are running out of time, and I want to get you over to Ascendant Art Immediamente. So SAG-AFTRA is really upset because of the explicit Taylor Swift AI images. Well, you should have been mad about a whole lot of other actors all the time because you have websites like Mr. Skin and all kinds of other things like that, celebrity nudes, A to Z, all that crap that have been around forever on the internet. And, those are just Photoshop versus AI. So I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Upsetting and harmful must be made illegal.
How are you going to make that illegal? Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's art and nobody made any money.
Right. She could be upset, but I mean, it's no different than anything else that's happened over the last 20 years with celebrities and things being leaked, except that everybody also knows that this isn't actually her. So,
yeah. So I guess SAG-AFTRA cares why. I don't know. This chick's a billionaire. I don't think fake naked pictures of her is going to mean anything. But these things started to go around. We were talking about it a couple days ago. I mean, the Swifties went out in full force and played defense and just kept tweeting on like a tweet storm of Taylor Swift. And they made sure to put AI, AI nudes or whatnot so that they could, bury the hashtags so nobody could find what they were looking for them. It's just insane. So it just happens. And there's not anything you can do about it. So...
yeah, I mean, people have been using Photoshop to do this for decades too. I mean, why all of a sudden are they upset about it?
Well, and again,
that it's Taylor Swift, and it's the Swifties that are really the ones that are throwing the fit.
And I'm going to say the thing that nobody wants to hear: we don't need more laws.
Right.
We don't need a stifling of free speech. If somebody wants to do this and they have the time, effort, ability, they're going to do it. You're not going to stop it. It's dumb to even try. And then, what are you going to do? You're going to ruin some schmuck's poor life because he made a funny in his eyes. I mean, it's just, you're never going to be able to get it. It is what it is. And it frankly, there has been far worse out there that they need to police. But you know what? Congress isn't interested in policing the things they should be, like the transportation of humans that they haven't been doing. In fact, they've been contributing to recently. The exploitation of young people. And I'm using a lot of rephrasing, folks, because the tube doesn't like it when you say these specific terms. But
at the same time, they'll go after somebody for making a meme that says, during an election year, voting's on Wednesday or vote by text. I mean, the priorities aren't in the right place. And on this story,
and to be fair, in defense of ridiculousness there, which I don't think needs defending, people should know better than to vote by text. I mean,
you would think so.
There's a certain element of you're pretty stupid at that point, but it is what it is.
And if you've been around, you know that elections are on Tuesdays. Mm-hmm. They're never on Wednesday. They're always on Tuesday. At least, I guess now they're on Wednesdays also because, we vote for a month now or 2 months instead of Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah, they're very interested in removing fencing in Texas. This is true.
Yeah. And they're very interested in putting more up.
Yeah. And yes, don't worry, CC, you're proving the stupidity of censorship. I am. I try. Yeah, the only day I actually use bad language on my channel is on Sunday. Why? People ask me this. I think this is and I think people need to realize.
Because it's the Lord's Day.
No. You know better than that. No, it's because if I'm doing a late night show, kids are not going to be awake. You're not going to be listening to it at work. You're not going to listen to it in a carpool. There's not going to be, all that. So it's going to be fine. But during the day when I do shows, during the videos that I do, I really think that it's important for me to keep it as clean as possible. There's no reason for me to use expletives when, well-placed words can be just as effective and do just as much harm, to be fair. But, look, think about all the memes that I'm subjected to every week, Brahma.
Quite a few.
Yeah. Do I care? No. I mean, those are fake.
Think of all the one-liners that you're subjected to by me. Yeah. We're friends. It's what we do.
Oh, I was asked this question.
Neither of us has ever felt truly butthurt about it.
Well, first of all, guys are terrible. They beat each other. Guys beat each other to pieces. And that's part of just being guys. You beat up your friends in public and you praise them and root for them in private. That's the rule. But Morgan King, I am really not very active on Gilded. I will try to be. I'm just terrible at it because I've got so much else going on. I have too many ways to get a hold of me, I think.
Yes.
And let's see what else is going
on. Well, and on the swearing thing, I mean, you've known me for 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
You very rarely catch me swearing. I do it. Mostly it's backstage.
Not true.
But I tend not to do it on the actual shows. And that's even with the Dix division where we tend to be very blue.
Yeah. I'm blue. Ba-ba-dee-ba-boo-da. Anyway, speaking of that, Osmora199 gifted 1 Culture Casino membership. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. We got Angry Canadian in the house. Good to see you. Oh, yeah, this is true. I heard you say the C word last night. True, but it's very much after hours. It was well into the late of the evening. I'm very careful. Yeah. I use a lot of bologna sausage. I do.
And most of the stuff that's on Comics Division's channel,
I'm not
on our live shows, on our streams, not meant for children either way.
Yeah, and I'm not competing with any of those guys. They win. Yeah, and Argentum is like, I'm a lady. Yeah, I know. And always did that with my guy friends. Insulted each other and then did bear tugs. Yeah, it's just the way we are, man.
Well, and the other thing is, if you're actually pissed off, you have one fist fight, and then you go right back to having a beer with the guy right afterwards.
Yep.
It's not the stab in the back, whining for months or years, and ghosting and all that kind of stuff. Is get it out there, be done with it.
And you know when somebody's done you dirty, and they know too. Yeah. 6, I tell you what, I'm going to get you a swear jar. I'm going to do it. Slender Dad says, I curse like a sailor because I'm a sailor. Yeah, I always figured you were a little, mad like. Anyway, we're coming up on Ascended Art, which is going to kick off in about 10 minutes. There's 100+ of you hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. We got our good friend Jason from Sci-Fi from ETV that is here. Got to get him on for an interview. So see if you ever use that kind of language. You don't have to keep yourself from using that kind of language. Yeah, it's true. Very true. I can't message you on X because I get X Blue to message. Oh, weird. All right. We'll figure it out, Morgan King. I will pay more attention to Gilded. So there you go. Slender Dad, shave your face. I love you guys. All right. Well, we are at the funnest part of the stream, of course. Well, at least for for Brahma anyway. We are at the plug yourself. Are you ready to plug yourself, Brahma?
Well, normally when we're talking, that has a different connotation because we're on comics streams
That's
with
true.
Toxic
All right.
Man
Well,
Flu.
okay. Well, in a different context, plug
In a
yourself.
different context,
Here we
sure.
go.
I'll do some plugs because, I'm still a relatively small channel, even though I've been doing this for 2 years.
You're starting early. I didn't play the thing. You're going to play the thing.
Fine. Let's get to the thing. That one sounded just as bad, Culture. Now you can plug yourself if it ever comes. So, no, I just never make it to the end, Common Nerd, because I'm usually getting ready for Ascendant Art. But as far as plugs, we do bourbon and boarding on Saturday nights on my channel and on that 70s Rock Fans channel. We hang out, we have a couple, well, more than a couple glasses of bourbon, and we talk about the weekend hockey and what's going on in hockey news. We actually run a fantasy league that chat is able to join at the beginning of every season, and we run that throughout the season. So, we have a good time there. Tuesday nights, like I had said earlier, we do Party Animals. You can catch me on with comics on Mondays and Wednesdays and Thursdays. And then Friday nights, I do Ascendant Art most weeks. Usually not there at the beginning. Probably will be this week. And then Sunday nights, sometimes I do Mead, and sometimes, almost all the time, I do Culture Show. So I'm all over the place. But yeah, I could definitely use some subs because if I started making money, the wife would actually be a little bit happier about me being on YouTube 7 nights a week for 3 or 4 hours and staying up until 2:30. So, if you like some gaming streams and if you like talking about sports or just hanging out and listening about sports, come and check me out. It's Brahmabull on Rumble and Brahmabull on YouTube. And thank you, Culture, for having me tonight. This was fun. I really like the 3 questions portion.
I love that, right? It's a lot of fun. Great way to break the ice, get the audience warmed up, get everybody participating. I have a good time with it. Really enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, and it's nice to get to understand some things that you might not about some of the streamers that you get to interview.
Yeah.
Those are questions that give you a little bit of insight into what they might be thinking.
Yeah, and that's it's why I've come up with another list of 3 questions for second interviews and stuff like that. I'm actually trying to figure out how Paul Chatto and I can do more together because he and I really had a lot of fun, and I think there's a lot there. I maybe we'll do like a sitcom. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I guess I'm moving to Canada.
Yeah, and I do apologize for the dogs tonight. I'm the only one here,
so
they know that I'm in here. And
it's fine.
There's nobody else walking around the house, so they're being very annoying.
Hey, it's fine. We're wrapping up. I just want to say thank you. I am going to say that I really appreciate N Mac at the end dropping a super sticker. I've got the hippo in a gamer chair for $9.99, which I think is just amazing. You guys always pick out the best ones. I like the little Shiba Inu dog too, and I like that pear, crazy pear. I think that's super duper fun.
Cheers to that.
Yeah, we got Ascendant Art coming up next, I believe. For whatever reason, I don't see them in my forwarding to stream. Why is that? This happens every time. I don't know why. But so you guys should automatically be headed for Ascendant Art. ASCENDANT, I think.
Does the link help, or do you have to do it a different way to send them?
Oh, the link always helps, but normally normally they're there. How are they not there? Why are my friends not
I've found them right away, but I'm always on there, so.
Yeah, it's very strange. Yeah, if you want to drop that in the private chat, that'd be super handy.
Doing it.
Yeah, and then we've got after that, you guys, there's a lot of great shows. I mean, Loki's late night show comes up usually right about the time they're ending over there, and that's always a hoot and a half. And one of my buddies, Mad Morgan, is oftentimes on this Ascendant Art stream, and he is funny. So do check him out. Once again, thanks, Brahma, for being on here. I do appreciate you. Guys, keep your eyes out open for videos. I've decided I'll just drop them tomorrow. So you're going to get 2 videos tomorrow on a Saturday when I normally release none. So check that out. We're also going to have a members stream, a high roller stream, I should say, this weekend. So yeah, do keep that going. On that note, have a great night and a great weekend, everybody. Be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya.
Later.